Autoline Daily is brought to you by Siemens PLM Software, transforming the process of innovation.
Here are today's top headlines. A nail-biter this week in Congress for the Big Three. The German government gets ready to help its auto industry, and Toyota gets ready to sell the Venza. Up next, we'll be back with the news behind the headlines. This is Autoline Daily for Monday, November 17, 2008, and now the news. It's going to be a nail-biter in Congress for the American car companies this week. Will they get the bailout money or not? Democrats are telling President Bush they want the auto industry to get some of that $700 billion earmarked for the financial industry. Bush says, no way. He's telling the Democrats to give the automakers the $25 billion that Congress already earmarked to retool plants to make green cars. The Democrats are saying, no way. That's where it's stuck, and probably nothing will happen in this lame duck session of Congress. Meanwhile, the AFP reports that General Motors sold its 3% holdings in Suzuki for about $230 million. But both companies say they will continue to work together anyway. And in Europe, the German government is considering giving GM subsidiary Opel some sort of financial aid, as well as aid to other German automakers and suppliers. Unlike in the United States, there doesn't seem to be nearly as much controversy over helping out their auto industry. Of course, the German auto industry is in much better shape. Volkswagen reports that sales are up almost 3% for the year, thanks to the so-called BRIC countries, Brazil, Russia, India, and China. But VW is not immune to the global downturn. Sales fell 5% in October. Even so, it's still impressive that they expect to be up for all of 2008. In Japan, Mazda just released a refreshed version of the Demio. Known as the Mazda 2 in other markets, it gets a new interior with a glossy black center panel and matching materials for the seat cover centers and door trim. Silver garnish is added to the shift knob, parking brake, and inner door handles. The Demio costs between $12,000 and $16,000 and is on sale now in Japan. Toyota is about to come out with its all-new crossover called the Venza. The 5-door people hauler goes up against the Nissan Murano and Ford Edge. It offers a 4-cylinder engine or an optional V6 and front or all-wheel drive. The Venza will start reaching Toyota dealers early next month. Coming up next, our feature story looks at what it takes to refill the urea tank that Mercedes uses for its clean diesels. We'll be back right after this.
Siemens, transforming the process of innovation.
The U.S. has some of the strictest emission regulations in the world. This is a major hurdle to selling diesel-powered vehicles in America. So far, the only way for diesels to meet these regulations is to use an after-treatment system. The technology used by Mercedes-Benz is called Bluetec. It injects urea solutions into the exhaust to clean things up, but there's a downside. It has a separate fluid reservoir, and it periodically needs to be refilled. Here's Rob Moran with Mercedes-Benz Public Relations demonstrating how to top off the tank.
Actually, just untwist this cap, and underneath there is the opening to the reservoir. And then what you have is the system. This bottle is specially designed that it can't be spilled, and the only time it can be opened is when it goes into this the female end of this receptacle here. You actually twist it, and then you push the bottle down, and it'll express all the fluid back out into it.
The urea tank only needs to be refilled about every 10,000 miles, so Mercedes is tying this in with other services like oil changes. Interestingly, it's almost impossible to run the urea tank dry. If the fluid gets low, you get a series of warning lights on the dash, and if you ignore them for too long, the car eventually will not start. But that takes a really long time. Oh yeah, the urea costs about $10 a gallon. Well, that's it for today's top news in the global automotive industry. But don't forget, you can get podcasts, transcripts, and a whole lot more at our website, AutolineDaily.tv. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.
Visit our our website for even more great content all week long. Autoline Extra, Dawn's Journal, podcasts, and even more. So click over and get the inside view at AutolineDetroit.tv.